Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to SpaceChick Crypto. Thanks for checking out this space cabin today. Well, I'm supposed to have an AMA with the developer Inessa Lothbrok, but she's a dev. She's busy right now, so I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, she'll be able to pop up here pretty soon, but I didn't want to just leave the space crew hanging. Couldn't do that to y'all. So I had to pop on here. I'm actually streaming live here on Twitter, which this is pretty cool, and also on Twitch and here on YouTube, of course. So go ahead and give me a follow here on Twitter at SpaceCryptoV6. And also don't forget to hit like and subscribe. But how is everybody doing tonight? How are y'all doing? What's up? I saw we got Scottish. Looking forward to this one. Vaulted Princesses. Yeah, she does. Inessa does like Vault. She does. She likes VOLT-INU a lot. And then we got David. What's up, David? Yeah, I know. She's a dev though, so I know she's super busy. We just talked like a couple hours ago. But I mean, when you're running a project, you never know what could pop up, right? So it's all good with me. It's all good. Just me. I love that. Good day. How are you? I'm loving that PFP you got there. I'm loving it. But yeah, y'all don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But hey, you know what? Since the title is Novacore, let's go ahead and check out Novacore and let's see what's going on over here. But first, this is Inessa. I put her link in the description box below, and she is the developer of Novacore. Sometimes I want to say Novacare. It's not Novacare, it's Novacore. All right, so she is awesome. Got to go give her a follow. Let me go ahead and drop her link actually here in the space cabin so y'all can go check her out. There you go. There you go. All right, let me star that. I wonder if you guys can see that on Twitch. If anyone's watching on Twitch, let me know. I wonder if you guys can hit that link like you can here on YouTube. That'd be interesting to know. Okay, so this is Inessa. She is the dev of Novacore. Let's go ahead and check out their website and their page. I know last time she was here is a couple weeks ago. We talked about it. A lot going on with this project, actually. A lot going on with it. So it's pretty exciting. We had her on yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday, correct? On Ladybug Crypto Lounge. So that's really neat. Got to go check that out. Hit that replay. But I think I heard somebody here at the doorbell. In the space cabin. Give me 1 second. Yes, it is the queen herself. Inessa.
I don't know about the queen, but it is me. I'm here. I made it. I'm so sorry I'm late, guys. I had another MAA right before this that ran late. And as you can see, I'm running around today. I'm in my home, streaming it from my house for the first time.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
how that's going to go. I need like a cool 3D background that you do, so that I don't reveal like my bed here.
your whole life behind you. No, it's okay. No one's paying attention, right? Everybody, no one look. I told them, I was like, she's a dev. She's busy. I knew something. I knew you were coming. We were just going to go over the project. We were going to do a whole review. So I'm glad you were able to make it, though, in case anybody has any questions. Last time, it was a lot of fun having you on here. So I got to say hi to Scorpius. Hello, Scorpius from Twitch. Hi, how are you doing, sir? Can you click on the link that I dropped? I dropped your over there on Twitch, Scorpius. I'm curious because I dropped Inessa's link, and I'm just curious if you can click on it and see over there. He's awesome.
Link to the website?
No, to your. We just barely got to like your Twitter. You came in fast. I just started less than 5 minutes ago.
I tried. I was like, I gotta go. I was like, I'm sorry to cut this short. SpaceChick is waiting for me. There's a Vault community that's waiting for me. I need to run it.
Yes. Look, Scottish was waiting for you too. Scottish was
Oh,
he was the
Scottish
first
is
one.
so cool. I'm still trying to figure out how he made such precise art. Like we've since then have a partnership with AMH as well, like Volt does, and they're really cool guys, and their tech is really really cool, right? But you have to also like know what you're doing. Like you need to kind of like know the words that you're going to use, and et cetera, et cetera. And like it's been a challenge. I still Scottish has been the one that's created like the best results for the metaverse still so far. But I'm really excited to really nail it and make sure we make equally as cool stuff. Yeah.
Wow, Scottish. See, I told him he was good. I'm glad you told him as well. I was like, dude, you're really good at this. There's a few of them in the Vault Army that were just killing it in there. I'm like, how are y'all?
I
What are you
know.
putting in your
I
prompts?
know. I told Ladybug yesterday. I have no shame. I like literally hit them up. I was like, "How do you do this? Like, tell me what words are you using? How are you doing this?" And they've been an instrumental help because, like a noob at first, I actually thought that it would be better to like I don't know, give it like short commands, like just to keep it simple. And that's like the opposite of what you need to do. Like you need to be as detailed as possible with your inputs. So yeah.
Yeah.
Deathwish says, let's go. Deathwish is my friend from our Raid Sharks partners. Raid Sharks makes a really, really cool bot that we use that is just visually super slick, like the best one in terms of the user interface by far. And yeah, they're always just like really really great and supportive, and their team has been absolutely amazing because as a woman and a female in crypto, especially a developer, it can definitely have its challenges and definitely encounter a couple of things that can prove to be difficult to deal with in terms of the things that people do and the things that people say. So their team is just really really good people.
Yeah, that's good. It is. Some people think it's easy. Let's talk about this for a second because you're awesome to talk about this with because you see it. I did a tweet the other day. I got to get it off my chest, Inessa. Yeah, I love you. I got to talk to my girl for a second.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you say something and then all of a sudden somebody repeats what you just said, but it's in a deeper tone. And then all of a sudden, the rest of the males get it. You're
Oh
like, I
yeah.
just said that, but
Oh
I'm
yeah.
so glad somebody just repeated me 2
Oh
seconds
yeah.
after, and now you get it. So how does that make you? What do you do with that? I'm sure that happens to you all day. What do you do? How do you handle situations like that?
Look, as a builder, or as anyone, honestly, you have to just be able to tune it out. Like, so my for first priority and my major like kind of accomplishment right now is step by step learning to tune it the fuck out. You have to be able to ignore it. You have to be able to just push through it, and you can't let it get into your head enough to where it discourages you from a believing in yourself and your sort of influence and your power, b discourage you from even continuing to build or to communicate, if that's what you're doing, like, or connecting communities, which is what you're doing, right? Or participating in tokenomics of something, or in the economy in some way, like in whatever it is. You have to be able to know that there are more good people out there than there are haters. And haters are just louder. They are just more pushy. They are just more obnoxious. But that does not mean that there's more of them. And there's a lot of really good supportive people. And that's one of the reasons why I really love the Volt communities, because like ever since we like randomly I came on like some kind of an open space or something like that. I don't know how exactly. I think it was like an open vault space, and right away I just got the feeling, I'm like, dude, like these are my kind of people, because it's just regular down to earth people that I'm friends with in real life. I'm from New York. I grew up in New York. And well, technically I'm from Russia. I was born there, but I grew up, and most of my friends, like I went to college in New York and things like that, right? So I mean, they're just like real people. Like, you know, just they keep it real and they keep it moving, and they don't, you know, they're just they understand like karma as well, I feel like. And a lot of people who, and anyone who we partner with, anyone who we're friends with in this space, they understand that law as well, right? Just to you know, you want to treat others how you want to be treated. Number one, you want to have you know, you want to just keep in mind that everything that you will do will return to you tenfold. So you just keep putting that good energy out there, and I do believe that it returns to you. But as far as dealing with like the you know, certain like aspects like you just mentioned, there's nothing you can do. Listen, I run. Oh, I don't.
Oh, you're cutting out. Oh no. Hi, Nessa.
I get disconnected there for a second.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Oh no. Did we
Working
lose
now?
our girl? Okay, now you're kind of like, there you go. It's kind of touch
Okay.
and go. Are you in Solana? We always joke around. Are you in the Solana blockchain?
I know, right? My color scheme played right into that hype for no reason, because we're on ETH. I believe in ETH. ETH is king. Yeah, I know Solana has good projects, you know, no hate on Solana, but come on, guys, like ETH has, you know, what, 60 times the volume that Solana has. So I don't know how I played into that. That was a total accident. We also have a gold logo, just in case anyone wondering.
I know, right? Let's see it. Let's see it. Yeah, I was curious to know what you thought about that, because I noticed on your page right before we started as well, what you had put, and I was thinking, you know, I was just like, she's the one to ask. Like, you're a dev, so like women content creators can invest in investing in stocks, crypto, whatever. Some people think that we get subs super easy. They think like, oh, okay, you know, you're a female, so people are going to sub to you, or they're going to listen to you. That is so incorrect.
The opposite.
So incorrect.
The opposite. Yeah.
It is the opposite. I don't know why people think
Yeah.
that, Inessa. It's like females have to make
Well,
3 times more the amount of
I
content
think
than
that
a male
it's
sometimes.
easy for people. I think it's easy for people to think that. I think it's easier to just say, "Oh, well, you know, she has a pretty face, so she must, you know, get all these things easier." And it's actually much
Mm-hmm.
harder, all right, because when you are a female and you, God forbid, you're even remotely good looking, all right, God fucking forbid you look anything like normal. It's just such a pain, because you literally, you show up. I'm in logistics. I work like, you know, I don't now. I'm the owner of the company, so I don't, like, you know, walk around the warehouses daily or anything like that. But 10 years ago when I started, I had to deal with these people on the daily. And you know that dock workers and warehouse workers are all males. And you know that, you know, they're just like, what are you doing here? And it's a process, you know. But again, I think that time is
Mm-hmm.
key. I think that with time and patience, you know, people come around. And also just, you know, you have to, being in a minority in anything, any kind of minority, all right. I came to the United States, my family moved here when I was little, and so I'm used to being sort of like the minority in many things, right? And having immigrant parents, and being an immigrant myself. I think that you just have to remember that, yeah, it's not fair, but you have to work 3 times as hard for something, for the respect or for the, you know, the credit to be given to you. You have to just, you know, keep grinding, and eventually it does return. Because again, I really firmly believe that everything that you put out there and what you pour your energy into, and you honestly continue to build it, and you just do your best to push something forward and develop something, whatever it is, whether it's your passion or your own business or your project, whatever it is, or maybe your channel, um, it will be successful eventually. You will get that, you know, karmatic like kind of energy back. So I really do believe that, and everything in my life has shown me that. Like, guys, I've had there was a huge situation where several years ago where the company we had to like one of the partners was embezzling funds, dude. Like he was
Ooh.
literally we've known him for and everything, and he was just like quietly embezzling funds. And so, you know, again, it's just people don't see that things like that will never be sustainable. Like, yeah, okay, you stole like this here and there, or you said something like here and there, when maybe you're not stealing funds, maybe you are accusing someone innocent of wrongdoing before you have any facts, before you know the real story, or maliciously when you know the real story and you're just trying to spread rumors. All these things, they're not sustainable. They're not something that you're going to be able to, you know, really live on. Yeah, okay, you can steal a couple of thousand and then you're going to be fucked for the rest of the time while we are winning in the bull run. So like it's gonna, you know, it will I think the universe has a way of kind of evening the scales, so to speak. I believe in that.
I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%. I have a hard question for you, and then we'll get to Novacore. I got to ask you this though. It might be a hard one. It might be pretty easy though. Would you rather have love or respect? You can only pick one.
This is not going to be a popular choice, but I would definitely choose love.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. I think the like frequency of gratitude which comes with love. Like love, I don't mean as in like an obsession,
Yeah, don't
infatuation.
get it twisted. No.
Right? But I mean
Oh no, you cut out again, Inessa.
in the traditional.
Oh no. She was in the blockchain. We'll get her to answer that question again. I'm curious. Yeah, great choice. You like her. I know she's awesome. Okay, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know what's happening. My Wi-Fi seems to be okay, but I don't know why it's. But yeah, the traditional, like if we're not talking about like a like infatuation obsession, but if we are talking about like a real like love comes from a very deep place, and it's when it's you almost like connected on a certain level, you resonate with the person, you recognize the realness of that person, and it's just a much more valuable thing to the entire world. Like you are very much interconnected with everything around you. You're not isolated. You're not like, even if you're, it's like I'm sitting in my room right now, but I know for a fact that everything around me you know, is very much flowing through me and I through it, right? So I really think that, yeah, respect is good, but respect is like here. It's like respect can be taken away, right? Respect is like, oh, I agree with this here, but the second that you're human, you're gonna make maybe some kind of a wrong call. You're gonna maybe end up in a situation where you trusted someone you shouldn't, or you're gonna make some kind of blunder. If you only have respect and then you make that blunder, people are gonna be like, you know, that so it's just easily you know, I think more easily shaken than something that is like gratitude energy or frequency. So I don't know, I mean, personally that's what I would pick. I don't know.
I like it. I was expecting you to choose respect, honestly. I thought you were going to choose. See, that's why I like talking to you. I love the way you look at things, the way you look at the world. And I think that's why you've been able to make this work too, this amazing project. You have to think outside the box. You have to think differently. And how cool is this project, everybody? We were talking about it last time she was here. Inessa was here, and you have a lot going on with it. You had brought up shipping. Let's get to that really quick. Shout out to Ladybug Crypto Lounge. You got to go check out the live stream that Inessa did with her yesterday, huh? It was on Valentine's Day. How nice.
Yes, it was a Valentine's Day streaming. That's right. I was all dressed
Yay.
up with no place to go, so we went to Ladybugs. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay, this popped up. This wasn't here last time. Hold on, hold on. What is all this about? What
That
is
is
this?
my staking. My staking that I found a really cool project called Link. And Link had a really cool idea for their utility. And so what they did is basically like a decentralized liquidity pool. So essentially now we're going to be using that model, and we're like collaborating with them. But essentially what it is like when you stake Encore, right? You're going to be able to have, when you lock up liquidity, you get a percentage of liquidity tokens, or not percentage. When you lock up liquidity as a developer, I get a certain number of liquidity tokens that represent the entire liquidity pool. So now when you stake Encore, you will get a percentage based on how much you staked and how much you staked for. You will get a percentage of that liquidity pool. So essentially, effectively having a decentralized liquidity pool, which is very cool. So that's the staking that's coming on live. And as soon as that platform with Link is rolled out, that's what we're doing.
That's cool. All right. Well, she answered that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. All right. I'm seeing the color scheme here now. I'm seeing it more so now, for sure. I saw it whenever I was
I
doing the
think we just
thumbnail.
got lucky, and we somehow like went to trend with Solana. I don't fucking know. We're an ETH chain all the way. I don't know why we have Solana colors everywhere.
I think it's great. It's perfect timing. Perfect timing. Because yeah, people are gonna do a double take and like, wait, what? Just because of the color. I love it. Empowering people worldwide, verified by Assure DeFi. Now, this right here, can you go over verified by Assure DeFi? Because I was gonna ask you
Yeah,
that last time.
I would love
Yeah.
to. I can't speak. I can, I speak very highly of Assure DeFi. They are people who were recommended by us. It's a company that does KYCs. And this Web3 company is very cool and reliable because of just how thorough they are. They have actually someone in their team that is it's an ex FBI or agent. And I think that the way that they built up the entire KYC process is very thorough, maybe because of that. But essentially, like, there's multiple stages, and they not only verify my passport information and my documents information, right? But they also verify my geolocation, my home address, plus my company, and my, like, even they go into your background. So it's very cool, very thorough, and I do highly recommend them, for anyone who's looking for a KYC. And they're pretty cost effective compared to a lot of the things out there. But yeah, that's definitely something. We actually had to reach back out to Assure DeFi recently because while we're on the subject of being female in crypto, I do have to take a second to like talk to you about this, because it's like one of those like insane things. Like, what do you do? And again, thank you for everyone who's listening, who's our partner and who has been a great supporter in this. But essentially, like, as you know, I had to migrate the community. Some of the community who wanted to migrate, they had freedom to migrate to Novacore from project SafeMoon 2.0. And we converted those tokens, but we did vest them. We vested them for 4 months, and then they're going to get a release. And some people were more angry than others at this. Plus, I guess the person was disgruntled about the amount of money that I spent on marketing or something like this. On marketing and development, overall, we spent about 30,000. He was like, blah, 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 that's horrible. Like, why, you're stealing this money. I'm like, okay, bro. Like, okay, I'm a docs developer mom who like streams from her house. I most certainly don't, would never fucking steal anything because that has serious ramifications. We deal with the federal government every day. TSA is a federal entity. So, we deal with the airport people who are federal agents on a daily basis. And it's just not something it's just so stupid. Anyway, this person is like, he just turned from someone who was disgruntled to a stalker, to someone who just like farms accounts and has DM'd like thousands of people spamming this stuff. And then now a few days ago, he moved on to like threats. To like death threats, like I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna find your family. If you and I'm not fine. Like I'm right, like I'm a very easy person to find because I'm a developer. Sorry, we cut out again, right? I don't know. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear.
I was unmuted. I was muted so I could listen to you. I did that on purpose this time. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I actually went to Assure DeFi like on the morning that it all happened, and I was like just in tears. I was like, what do I do? And they were like, no, you can definitely go to your like local police. You can definitely report it, even though it's, you know, online, which I just didn't know. Like it's never happened to me. I don't know what to do with online people. If it was in the real world, like there'd be not an issue. But yeah, so it's definitely, you know, Assure DeFi are really good people for sure, and they were able to like point me to the right resources and what to do and what authorities to contact for that.
So they even helped with something like that. So you definitely are speaking very highly of them. Oh man, I am digging them too. Good for them for helping out with that. And you said it was a like an ex FBI agent that helped create Assure DeFi.
Yeah, I don't want to like speak, you know, out of turn. Like I don't know if he actually
Yeah.
founded it or whatever, but I just know that he's involved in the team. Yeah.
Hey, that's all I care about. Somebody who's got
Yeah.
some intelligence with that over there. Hey, that's all that matters. That's awesome. Okay, cool. I'm gonna drop the contract address in here. I can't believe that. I can believe that though, Inessa. That is so crazy.
I was beyond like shocked. I was terrified. I was shocked. I was like, what? And you know, the worst thing is when I don't know, it's like it's when people who don't know any better then start going and also like either throwing out empty accusations or actually going and supporting this like person who is just deranged, just like deranged, there's no other word for it, obsessed and deranged. And yeah, we had to for sure like clean up some of our, you know, I'm a very kind person and I'm a very open person. I try to help everyone that I can. You know, that there's limits to that as well, and we have to be a little bit more, you know, careful and strict with who and how we deal with them and how we manage that.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
Well, last time you were here, you are very helpful. You are very helpful. Let me give you a shout out because last time we were here, somebody was challenging you here in the chat, and you handled that really quick. You handled that within a matter of seconds, minutes. It was handled, and the person actually apologized in the comment section of the last live stream. They went in the Telegram, apologized to you, which is very big of them. I'm proud that somebody did that because that normally doesn't happen. So hey, shout out to you for doing that. But Inessa, girl, you handled your own on that one. I gotta give you kudos for that one. So that's what's up.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I try. Is that we are very, very transparent and we're very open, and you know, you can't make everyone happy, but you definitely can explain like the reasons why, you know, X and Y and Z was necessary and why X and Y and Z was a good idea and why it actually helps the investor. Most of the investors who are, you know, who are unlocked, like the guy that, you know, that was upset, most of the people, it's most of the time it's just like a simple misunderstanding. Sometimes it's not though, as the case with this like, you know, crazy person who farms accounts, and maybe he's you know, people like that are connected to some kind of really horrible stuff. most of the time. But normally with like regular people, it's just this easy misunderstanding. It's like some kind of an easy solution that you can, come up with. And so I really kind of love that part of the job, honestly, to be able to, have someone who maybe is not getting the attention that they want or the help that they want, just to be like, look, we have a lot of shit to do. Like, I'm sorry we didn't get to you right that minute. Like, there's no need. We are here to help. Like, I'm sorry that the developer herself didn't answer you that day. I was going through a lot, and most of the time, and again, it's just like a very natural kind of transition from someone who was upset to being like, oh yeah, we're all human beings. I get it. You know what I mean? So I actually really value that part of it.
You know what I think is cool? I talked about it at the share space, the VOLT-INU one that we had. I can't wait I hope y'all come out to the one next week and talk more about Novacore.
For sure.
But I think it's crazy and cool that devs, like we'll say devs for NFT projects, or like yourself, especially you, because you picked up what somebody else had dropped and then you had to create something beautiful like this, beautiful project. And to me, the people that have stuck with their projects, they just got it going on, because you can just set everything down and just be like, I'm done. Like, this isn't for me anymore. This is too much. And people would eventually leave you alone after a while, and you could just move on with your life. But every single day you come out here, and devs leave all the time. They just up and go. Even if they are KYC, some of them will just up and go.
That's crazy to me. That's one of the things that I've noticed. One of the things, like how different cryptocurrency, especially DeFi, is compared to the real world. Like, as a business person, that's my mindset. And like, if I already invested any more than like $2,000 into something, and at the point where I stepped in to, like, kind of be on the board of the directors, or be the CEO of, or whatever, in the old project, I already invested more than $4,000, and I was like, I'm not leaving that. I was like, I'm not just taking that L. No way. I was like, I will make this work if it kills me. I was like, I will fix this. And then we had to migrate to a new brand, because it was just that the infrastructure there was impossible to work with. But as a business developer, that you are gonna be like, in the red for about 6 to 8 months. It's normal. It's a normal procedure. That you're gonna be overextended, and that you are gonna get your ROI in a year when the shit explodes. And it's inevitable. It will explode, because you are constantly not only working with your kind of like your thing. Sorry about that, guys.
You're good.
You're putting your energy into something, and you are putting your passion and your authenticity into something. And the more that you do that, I have had a lot of friends and different in different like sectors of the business world, of finance world, to start projects or start companies, and they would the more they stick with them, and they're all very, very successful. So I don't really see how DeFi is very different in that way. It's almost like these guys try for 2-3 weeks, a month, and they're like, oh, sorry, it's not where it's just not trading the way we want it to. Like, what okay, so it's not trade, like the token will do what it will do. Like, what are you building? What is your passion? What is this about? I don't know. It's a complicated subject. Yeah, I don't know why people quit. It's I think it depends on the person, probably, and it also depends on like the ultimate goal of like why they started doing something. At Novacore, my entire passion for being here, my entire like vision, is to provide more opportunities for people that otherwise would not have these opportunities. Right now, my company, the logistics company, who does the international export and import, unfortunately, most of the clients there are, the like what you would consider, the elite, the 1%. They are the people who have these types of connections. They are the people who have these types of, you know, funds to continuously like pour into, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars into products and continuously ship them out. But so with Novaship, you know, offering the same type of network and the same type of manpower and the same infrastructure to like the regular people, to all of us, and removing those boundaries and those like, you know, exclusive things, like that's what it's all about. Because for me, that's what crypto is all about. Is, you know, like the central banks are notoriously corrupt, and so much, you know, that's why they're against cryptocurrency, right? That's, you know, they don't want really the transparency of the blockchain. They don't want, they're trying to push different legislature pretty hard. Well, some senators more than others in the United States, you know, because it's very easy to have ongoing corruption from in central banking systems, and it's very easy to kind of, you know. And so again, for the cryptocurrency for me is a chance for us to really have, you know, real self custody, for us to really, you know, remove those barriers that have been erected. And it with the Novaship and with Nova Earth and Nova Launch, the incubator, with every utility that I will make in Novacore, that's the goal, right? That's the ultimate purpose, is to allow people to have more opportunities than they otherwise would not, that they would otherwise would miss out on. You know, you would not be able to have access to my internal, like in the Novacore chat. If you go and you follow the Telegram of Novacore, I continuously drop like screenshots of what the system looks like when you are a TSA certified company like me, or like my company, and when you're looking at the internal data that the airports provide. That's like, you know, technically it's on federal ground, and only really like federally cleared people will be able to kind of have that. So Novaship will be able to pull that data and have it available for the world, and have that automated system where you can book those things online. And that's the revolution. And that's why it's, you know, takes a lot to build and iron out and make sure that it's solid. And B, it takes a lot to set up in terms of the legalese, and in terms of making sure that this is something that you can provide for many years for people. And C, this is, you know, just very groundbreaking, because no one has yet had the kind of foresight to delve into Web3 in terms of logistics. We're the first company who has me. My partners are still like, blockchain. What do you mean? Like, look at how much money we're making. Like, what do you mean blockchain? What do we need this for? Like, tell me.
So what got into you?
Yeah, tell me why. They're all speakers. Like, why? Like, because it's gonna be good. I promise you. I'm like, there's so many people, we can offer them these services. They're like, yeah, but are you sure they're gonna use? I'm like, yes, they're gonna use it. And the reason, to close up on that point, I was just thinking yesterday, I'm like, it's really funny. Like my partners in my logistics company, right? They asked the other day, they were like, well, how do you know that people are gonna actually spend money? Like, how do you? I'm like, believe me. It's like, because it's digital. Like, when you have $3,000 or $4,000 in dollars, in fiat, in your hand, in cash, like physical cash, $4,000, you have it. You will spend it a little bit more carefully than when you have 4,000 USDT or USDC or Ethereum.
So
Like,
true.
I promise you. Like, whether you like to admit it or not, it's like because it's an instantaneous transaction. There's something about like the time of it. There's timing of it. There's something about the fact that it's like easier to make and move around. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I just you know, I have a very good feeling about the fact that people will definitely shop, people will definitely use it, and you know, furthermore, they again will just get the opportunity of doing it privately without having and for us, for Novaship to have partnerships with like Amazon, Shopify, etc., it's going to be very profitable for them to have those partnerships with us because there is no chargebacks. You know, they lose a lot of money on chargebacks. Chargebacks is when, you know, someone makes a purchase with fiat, with a credit card, debit card, and then later says, oh, sorry, that wasn't me. Sometimes it's not them. Sometimes it is theft. And sometimes it's them and they call their banks and they just do banks that way.
Yeah.
And the seller has no recourse but to be out that money because he already shipped the item and he provided the service and now he has to return the money back. He has no choice or he's going to be sued. We actually had I have personal experience in this where we partnered with a company, Avalon, who is a major credit card processor in United States. If you're in the United States, you've seen Avalon on like the little swipers that you do in like in a couple places, I'm sure. And Avalon was just like, oh, you owe us, you know, $20,000 because you had 4 chargebacks for $4,000. Now you owe 20 grand. I'm like, yeah, no,
Ooh.
talk.
Oh no. Even her camera said no. Hi, Nessa. We lost you, hon. Oh, there you are. You're back. Even your camera was like, hell no. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. Oh, you're on mute. Oh, I can't hear you. There you go.
That was my bad, guys. Every time I get a FaceTime call or request, it like bumps me off of this as well. So I'm sorry that this stream is so problematic, and I promise to set up a better experience and a better connection for next time. But
No,
yeah,
you're good. Hey,
Amazon
last time
did
it
that,
was
and I
me.
was like, what now? I was like, you know, the items are already shipped. The cargo is already shipped. I was like, I'm most certainly not gonna get it back from Finland for you because
Oof.
that air freight in itself is gonna be like, you know, the cost of the item. And I was like, no, you can talk to our legal team. So yeah, they're literally like battling each other right now. But so anyway, that's why it's, you know, with cryptocurrency it's much easier because there's no chargebacks, there's no you know, room for that kind of manipulation. And I really think that it's going to be very, very successful because it's going to be very profitable and useful to both the clients and the consumers and the sellers and you know, the whole thing.
That's a good way to look at it. You're looking at it all the way around. That's why whenever we were checking out your project last time and Ladybug was on here for a little bit, you know, we were both super impressed with the e-com, the in real life. That's what it's for. That's what blockchain's for. You want to be able to use this in real life. And so with
Yeah.
Novaship, that caught my attention right off the bat. And we hadn't even barely started the AMA, and I was like glued to this part of the website. Beautiful website, by the way. Just got to say that.
Thank you. I'm updating
It's
it
pretty.
daily. I learned to like code it pretty well, so I am like going in there and just tweaking every page now, and I'm like adding a bunch of like, you know, things and different like updated information. So it is going to change a lot in the next few days. But thank you.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. I love it. And the fact that it's so, you know, it's clean. I can figure out what's going on right off the bat. And with e-com, we know that it's like a multi-billion-dollar industry. E-com right there. That's the first thing that these, you know, crypto enthusiasts are going to see as soon as they see this page. I know y'all here in the chat have definitely seen this word already here on the screen. So tell us about Novaship. Is our e-com and shipping platform. So can you explain to them, because and make sure you throw in about the TSA. Let them know everything. I know your voice, you probably already talked about this 3 times today to people, but if you could just give them a
No,
rundown
that's
about
okay. Yeah,
Novaship.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind running through it for people who like maybe are listening later or maybe are tuning in now that have never heard of it. Essentially, what you're gonna have is you're gonna you know how in MetaMask you have a built-in browser. So like in MetaMask itself, MetaMask is, you know, provides you with the wallet, whatever different functions, and then there's also a part where there's a built-in browser. So it's Novaship it's being created to have sort of the same like type of functionality where it has a built-in browser, and you can go into the browser and shop any website that is based in the United States. So whether it's an e-commerce website like Amazon, or it's like a car dealership, because there's a lot of car dealerships in the United States that will sell a vehicle online. So what, or maybe it's Chanel, or whatever it is, like whatever,
Oh,
maybe
I
it's
love it.
Nike. Maybe it's... So
Chanel,
in the
yes.
built-in browser, you're going to go into any brand or any website, whatever online e-commerce you want. You are going to find your items, whatever it is. You're going to pull them into your NovaShip cart, and essentially the algorithm effectively pulls the link to them and purchases the item for you when you go to checkout, and it purchases it in USD fiat when you are paying USDT and USDC. So it's going to convert those things, and it's going to, smoothly like transfer to purchase the item in real money. So effectively, my company NovaShip becomes the purchaser. So then from there, you're going to book shipping, and you're going to decide if you want just national shipping, at which point, if it's national within the United States, then you can just check out seamlessly together, and the shipping is included, and you don't, shipping is very easy to figure out. If it's international, there's going to be a couple more steps. So let's say you went and you found your vehicle, you found your product, you found your Chanel bag, or you found your, Nike sneakers. Then you want to ship it to somewhere like, I don't know, the UK, for example. So then how do you get it to United Kingdom? You just would kind of pull up the quotes that are given, again, with the plugin of my company that's located in JFK and LAX. So depending on where the item is, where it's coming from, and where it's more cost effective and easier to ship from and get to, you would just kind of like look over those quotes, approve the shipping, and then lastly, you would approve if you are not picking it up from the airport. You most likely don't want to dox if you're paying with cryptocurrency, and you don't want to pick it up at the airport when it gets to your country. So when it gets to United Kingdom, you will just need to approve that local shipping as well. So you need to approve that quote. So you probably don't have USPS for United Kingdom. It's like, and its own shipping companies. And the stage where NovaShip is at right now is that's where it's at. So like the algorithms right now are being developed to pull up information from, there's about 130 countries that we're starting with. Ultimately, there will need to be like, I think there's total about 400 countries in the world, but we're starting with about like 50, 70, then 130. And so the algorithms, again, just need to be able to pull up that local shipping data, and because internationally we have access to that from the United States to the country, that's not an issue. But then how does it get routed when it gets to the country? That's what the algorithms need to be able to pull, so that the customer can check out easier. I hope that answers the question and is not too
No, I
had to
was
go on
writing
tangent.
down. If you ever see me looking down, it's because I'm writing down a question. I have like a full notebook of questions whenever I do AMAs. Oh my goodness. You're doing
Really?
great. How?
You're so
Yeah, I
cute.
do. I really do. Like every time I have an AMA or a show or something, like, how do you choose your countries? How did you
That's
choose them?
awesome.
How did you choose? Like, how do you
Well,
figure
no,
out which ones you're going to do first?
oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, it's based on like statistics. It's just based on global statistics of, we do a lot. We've been in logistics for many years. We've been my personal company for 10 years, and then our partners for like 20, the other one for 25. So like we already have the partners in Switzerland, Germany, and Moscow and Ukraine. They have a lot of experience between them, so we can kind of like boil down the countries that do the most, and also the countries that like that will the countries that will get the most traffic, and also the countries that will be the easiest to link to. For example, like a lot of times you will link between, like if you're shipping to India, you're not going to go right away to India. You're going to go to another country nearby and then go by truck to India just because it's more cost effective for you. So there's like different logistics things like that, you know, that are prevalent. And so we pull really from our expertise in the area, you know, in the wheelhouse of logistics, and from just statistics that we again have access to, because you know, we deal with this stuff on a daily basis, so we can predict a lot of you know, where the traffic's going to go, where it's most logical for it to go to, and that's, you know, kind of what it's all about.
I love what you had said, and I had brought it up to a couple people already. I was like, Inessa, the dev of Novacore, said this, and this is so true. You had said last time in the AMA, you know, people or devs out here, whatever, they can copy code all day. They can do this or that. They can try to replicate your website. They can copy code, but they can't copy your partnerships. They can't copy your relationships with these people. And it is such,
That's right.
that just clicked. It made such a big deal. It makes sense. And it's true. That's why you keep bringing that up. And I love it. You're like, because we already deal with these people. We already have, you know, relationships with people. We've already been dealing with these people. You can't find that everywhere. Not whatsoever.
You can't. And that's what, yeah, that's what makes you know, my project different, and that's what makes Novacore really, like, as far as like real world assets, really stand out, because it's an asset that we've, you know, kind of pioneered over and been very successful in. My company is you know, the top in the top 5 of export out of the United States. So like, we've dealt with it for many years, and I think that's also why we attract a lot of the crazies who are like, oh, well, you're just such a young token and you just started out, and why is your market cap so low? I'm like, we launched a few weeks ago. Like, what do you mean? We're a baby. Like, especially like compared to like VOLT-INU, right?
That has just had infant stage. Infant
yes,
stage.
like it's only been a couple. You know, my answer to that is always like, dude, it's been a few months. Like, just chill out. Like, chill out, right? Give me a year and just, you know, come back and talk, right?
Inessa, this isn't good enough, though. This isn't. This is so, it's so crazy. Look at everything you're offering.
And they're just like, you know, I think that the crazies get attracted too, because they're like, well, how can this be possible? There's a girl who's running a logistics company. It doesn't even exist. And I'm like, fine, I'll fucking dox it. So I dox the companies, and, you know, we dox our partners. Funny. And it's just, again, I learned from the partners that we have to stop doing that, because the more that I give them, they're like, oh yeah, okay, fine, moving on to the next thing. They're like, they just throw it out. Like, the more assurance that you give them, the more transparent you are. You're just like, look, it's here and here and here. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Like, oh, well, okay, fine, but what about this? It's never ending. And at some point, like, getting back to what we talked about a little while ago, is like, you need to tune it out. You need to tune it out completely and just do your thing. As long as you know the truth, as long as God and the universe knows the truth, as long as the people around you know the truth, that should be good enough. Anyone else who does not understand, they will come to understand. Time shows all. They eventually will see, you know what I mean? So it's fine. And it, you know, I've gotten to the point where, you know, I think 99% of the time it doesn't bother me at all. Like, you know, if people just doubt, or if people are afraid, or if they're fudding and they want to sell, I'd rather them do it now and you know, and be out. As a developer and as a builder and as a leader, it cannot affect anything that I do, or it can't also get me down and get, you know, my passion, my vision. It cannot affect that. So, you know, that's where the boundaries come in, because that's the precious aspect. Because if that gets ruined, then no one has anything. Guess what? Then they win. And then these fudders, like, you know, if they actually succeed in breaking your spirit, they, you know, it's just
and it
game
can
over
just
for everyone.
dissolve. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because that ties into how do you come back and do this every day? You have to tune it out. That's how you're doing. Inessa, she's got earmuffs this big. She's not hearing any of it.
That's right.
I love it. I got to ask you this too before we move on to the next one, because Nova Ship is it's so damn cool. Let's say hi to Jobby. Sometimes people try to distract you. I know, right, girl? I know. People have no patience. No patience.
Yeah.
So
People,
funny.
you know what? You know what's also like a quick point?
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really awesome, actually. I found like one of my passions is people, because I just really love hearing stories. I love, learning like different like paths that you've been on and people have been on. Like we're here for such a, limited amount of time, each human being, and so that experience is like absolutely precious. It reminds me of, like, like a hive mind, where like the more knowledge I collect and the more stories I can collect, I feel like I am wiser because of it, because you know what I mean. And like just it broadens my thinking, and it enables me to be like more multidimensional in the way that I look at things. And so one of the things that I really love in this space specifically is like learning about different developers and like different techniques that they're using, like, and I mean the good ones. You're gonna of course have like bad actors, you're gonna of course have corrupt people in the crypto space and in the traditional finance world as well. I mean, same thing, but you're going to have them everywhere. But there's a lot of really good developers and people, and just like the different techniques that they use. Like, are they doxing, are they not? Like, how much do they feel they need to constantly be reporting to their community? How much do they kind of let the community form their own opinion based on the deliverance of certain things? And just, it's really cool. It's really, really awesome to get to know more and more builders that are in Web3, because I think that they have just, I have the tremendous amount of respect for them. They have a lot of courage to be here, and to be building at this time and investing their energy and their time, and sacrificing the time that they have with their families, with their loved ones, with their own, like, maybe full-time jobs if they have them, or part-time jobs, and they're out here building because they believe in something. So I really love learning that stuff, and it's really, really cool, because at this point, when a project is first starting, like Novacore, when it's like a couple months old, 1 month old, the investors really are like, they just divide these, they're split into black and white. There are people who are absolutely not sure, they have no idea, they're scared, they're like, give us something. And then there are people who, because you either know them in real life, they know you, they know your character, they know your company, they in our case, or something like that, they just know, and that's why they're heavily invested, and they're calmly, investing a couple tens of thousands of dollars and just leaving them for a couple of years because they already understand. And then you have, like, those really solid supporters, because again, they've been with you for a long enough amount of time to be able to resonate, to be able to tell who you are, to be able to tell how hard you're working for your community. And then you have the contrast of like the day traders who come in when the price of a token is just very, very low, for example, and they're looking to make like a quick 20x or 50x, and just to sell everything. So it's funny, to kind of just examine all of it and learn from it, and you definitely need a balance of both, probably. And it's interesting the way that all works out.
Inessa, I love it. So you're learning every day. The tech is changing all the time, constantly. So it's like you can't read everything and get everything done on your own. You got to look and see what's going on too sometimes, and learn. And there's people out here you like respect. There's so many people out here that I respect. There's some people I don't. But the ones that are building and they have integrity and they treat their communities well, such as yourself. That's why I was like, I have to talk to her. She's awesome. Like, you treat your community really well. Your community members love you because you are always delivering. You're bringing something new to the table. I think it is interesting because you are so new. You would kind of get that backlash, kind of like, well, you guys are so new. How is this even possible? how you're lucky you found this. That's how. You need to be grateful you found
Right,
this
that's
early.
right. My
Everywhere.
answer is always like, well,
Yeah.
divine timing. You're in the right place at the right time. You just ended up here. Now,
Why are you
what can I
mad?
tell you?
Why are you so mad? You should be happy. And then when they see Novacore, across their screen, they're gonna be like, damn, I was totally scrolling through YouTube one day and I saw these two girls in this space cabin rocket thing, and I didn't do anything about it. No. If you're scrolling through here, check out Novacore. Please check it out, because this is really awesome. I love the fact that you're dealing with TSA as well. Like my brother-in-law, he's a pilot. And
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah, he's a
No way.
pilot.
Are you like at liberty to share for who? Or is it governmental or is it a private company?
Oh, it's Delta. Yeah, he flies. Yeah,
Are you
it's
serious? I
yeah.
talk to Delta all the time.
Really? Yes, it's crazy. So when you said TSA, my brother-in-law has a joke, thousands standing around. So whenever I saw that, because they're everywhere, all over the airport, and so whenever I saw TSA and I was reading your website, and I was like, really, this is really legit here. Hold on one second. So can you back up and tell us about this, because I think it's really important that we bring up the fact that it's TSA certified, because they don't play around. They do not play around. If
No,
you've
they
ever
do
been to
not
an
play around.
airport, anybody
No.
in the chat, if you've been to an airport, these people don't mess around. You've seen them, they make shows about it. There's a reason why.
The
So
TSA is a
awesome.
federal agency, which is why, again, I had to take measures when this, crazy person who God knows where he lives farms accounts and hides behind these fake accounts, can never actually reveal his identity or anything.
That's so
Makes
scary.
these crazy allegations against someone like me who is literally putting their all online here. We deal with the federal government on a daily basis. We uh, have to be in good standing with you have to, when you're building a project like Novacore, even though it's in cryptocurrency, you have to approach it from the same perspective as you would building any company in this field. You have to have the right licenses. You have to have the right foundation. You can't cut corners. You can't skimp out on certain things. You have to really have that foundation solid. So TSA certification, I mean, yeah, I don't know what to really say about how to get it. If effectively you just operate honorably, and you have all your procedures in place. Excuse me, cough. You have all your procedures in place, and you
Uh-huh.
have all of your kind of you have to make sure that all your documentation is solid for every client. You have to make sure that all of your things are solid, and so as long as they are, you'll be smooth sailing. It's like that. If they're not, and that's why, again, another way that Novaship really can help people, because a lot of our clients, they just don't know how to do it. They don't know what is a Schedule B number, and a Schedule B number is, by the way, a code that gets assigned to you by the TSA or at the TSA. That's what the TSA uses to classify goods. So each specific item will have a Schedule B classification,
Mhm.
and the Schedule B numbers are a pain in the ass. They're a pain in the butt to figure out, because there's one category. It's like a long number,
Uh-huh.
and it's 1061 dot blah 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 dot 1013, and that category can encompass anything from a sock to I don't know, to any apparel. So it's you don't really know what to include, and there's 1,000 different categories. It's very confusing. So that's the type of documentation and the kind of logistics help that we again provide for. And we don't charge. Normally freight brokers, they charge $500 at least, just to kind of get that done. We just charge a nominal $100 fee for the entire pallet of documentation. So if you are not shipping a vehicle, if you're shipping something small and it doesn't take up the entire pallet, then you're only paying for like your percentage of the documentation fees and the weight and everything like that, because shipping is measured in volumetric weight. So I mean, I hope that kind of answers your question a little bit.
What do you think is like, who will use this? Do you think it'll be more businesses then, or what do you think personally is going to pop off?
I think both.
Uh-huh.
I think both. The ticker is
Encore,
Encore.
right?
It's NCOR with a dollar sign, NCOR. And we do have a buy contest, just so you know, guys, going on, but you do have to hold for 77 hours. And I think the first prize winner is going to receive about $800, $850. Second place, like, I think 200, and third 100. But anyway, I think that this platform will be mostly used by probably people at first, people that are like in between, people that have a pretty good financial standing. And maybe they also have some kind of small business, maybe not. But most of the time, I think it will be just based on, again, I could be wrong, but based on my experience in the field, most of the time people use this to have the flexibility of moving their assets around without necessarily having to dox wallets. And then, of course, that's why I'm excited to provide like 65% of all revenue that's made by NovaShip specifically, and Nova Earth Metaverse and the Nova Launchpad. 65% APY staking is, we're able to offer that because essentially all of the revenue that comes in from NovaShip will take 65% of that and will inject it into the liquidity of the token, because the token will really be like, it's not the main focus of the project by any means, but it is the lifeblood of like every utility. So because you have the token and you're able to stake it, you'll be able to get huge discounts on shipping. You'll get huge discounts on purchasing land in the metaverse, or advertising within it, or incubating some kind of a project in the Nova Launch platform and incubator or something like that. So it's something I'm really excited to offer. And I definitely think that the platform, from just, again, based on my years of experience in the field, most of the time it gets used by people who have a lot of assets to move around. But I really think that it will also get picked up very quickly by people who are on the other side of the spectrum and they don't have a lot of assets, but they have a lot of need for certain products, from the United States that they maybe cannot get access to in their country that they're living in, which is, really exciting as well to be able to provide that for them.
What about Shopify? Because I know whenever I had my Shopify websites, that was such a pain in the tail end. Was the first time I set up a website. I was like, what do you mean shipping? Oh, I thought, can I just click a button and like figure it out? I mean, it's kind of super easy to make websites these days, but the shipping part was such a pain in the tail end. Is that something that like will say anybody? I don't have a Shopify store anymore. But it's too much to keep up with. But is that something like regular, normal people like me, if I started a Shopify store, could use?
Yes, of course, of course. We actually are partnering with a project who work with Shopify currently, and they're able to like kind of list everything that's on Shopify and offer it, through cryptocurrency, and then we are their contact and their plugin for international shipping.
That's cool. That's cool. Oh, that's really neat because, yeah, that's really cool. Anything with e-com, there's money there. There's money to be made.
There's a lot of money.
Lot of money, like billions of dollars. Okay.
It's a multi-billion-dollar field.
Right.
It's by very, very modest estimates, it's about $73 billion per year, and it's increasing every year. And the thing is that it's, no matter really what happens short of the entire world ending, this is a recession-proof field. That's why we love it, as long as we have the expertise needed, which we do. to find, reasonable, cost-effective ways to get the goods around, even when there are like barriers and sanctions and things like that. But yeah, in the company there are people whose full-time job it is, and I'm one of them actually, to know every new sanction that comes out, every new piece of legislation that comes out that has to do with international trade or whatever it is, and to find ways around it, which we're very good at.
You're like, I'm good at my job. What can I say?
But
I
just
want.
kidding, I love TSA. If you are listening, we never ship to any country that is sanctioned.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I'm telling you, when I saw TSA, I automatically thought of my brother-in-law. I was like, is that? Yep, that sure is what we're fixing to talk about. That is so funny. I don't think he'll get upset that I said where he works. He's not watching my channel. Nobody cares anyway. But then you have that crazy person.
No, that's
You have
really,
that
really
crazy
awesome. I have
person.
great respect for pilots because they have a really like tough job as well.
Yeah,
And
they
on
do.
every, like, a lot of people ask me, they're like, wait, so how does cargo get from like one place to another? I'm like, what do you mean by airplane, by air freight?
Yeah.
Or sea freight works as well, but sea freight is more expensive, and it's not that it's more expensive, it takes longer, and so it's like less cost effective in the end. And sometimes it's necessary, but most of the times it's not. And people are like, so it just goes and you just buy like an airplane ticket for your cargo? I'm like, essentially, but not really. I'm like, it's not exactly how it works. But like,
Does it fit
sure.
in one seat or two? Like
Yeah,
how?
like
I'm done. That was so corny. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, I bet you get asked like a million questions a day. I bet you go to sleep and you're like still answering questions in your sleep. I got a question though about
no,
this.
not at all. I love questions.
You do. I
Let me
can
turn
tell you
the light
do.
on, and I'm listening to your question.
Let me see here. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, hold on, because I had to enlarge this really quick. I've been having to like what? What happened?
No, don't yet. There is.
What
No, I
happened?
just my son is home. That's what happened.
Oh, I
Sorry,
was like,
your
what
stream was
happened,
interrupted
Inessa?
by my dear child.
I thought it was you. I was like, what happened? Did I scare her off? I didn't space snap her. I didn't snatch her, y'all. I didn't snatch her. Here we go. Hold on. There you go. You're back.
Body snatchers. No,
I
no.
know, right? Oh my god. Okay, Nova Earth, Metaverse. This right here, because Nova Ship, man, Nova Ship is where it's at. Super cool. Y'all, if you missed any of that, you got to roll it back and also check out the first AMA that I did with Inessa. But she didn't just stop here with Nova Ship. Everything that you just learned right now about Nova Ship and how legit it is, oh my goodness, she didn't stop there. Now she has Nova Earth Metaverse. Now, normally, and we talked about it last time, whenever I've researched projects, I have seen where they just, if they start a metaverse, that's it. That's all they're focused on because, it's hard. It's hard to make a metaverse. It just is. And you're doing it. Where did this come from and why are you doing a metaverse? That's the first question. Why are you doing a metaverse, Inessa?
I did the metaverse because I really like my first degree, my first higher education degree is in art. Like
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of oil painting, and like I just really love I really love visually
You have your
stimulating things.
master's, right?
Yeah,
Your
I have my
master's in art.
master's degree in fine art. So like, the fact that logistics is a very like difficult field, but once you kind of get your footing in there, and once you really study the way that it works, it really becomes quite automated. So, first of all, it can get boring. Second of all, it's not visually stimulating, right? So like I wanted to have something for the project where for the ecosystem, so to speak, where it would be, rewarding in terms of, including people that are in GameFi, that are in, the world of like visual arts and things like that. And that's where the metaverse could be, plugged in. But also it was important for me to make sure that it's not simply fictional, and that Nova Earth, the metaverse, can actually be plugged into the normal, like sort of the real world assets that we have and different operations that we do there. And that's why the metaverse is based on the real world, and it has like advanced digital mapping to make sure that it's something that is a real, based on something that can be used then by real life stores, real life companies, and things like that. But also at the same time can have like NFTs and can have like cool things in there that can be visually creative, because I think that's ultimately what will lift the people's spirits. Like, partnership with AMH was cool for us because we are able to, kind of just have that like visual aspect and more of it, and like kind of constantly, I don't know, art I think is just powerful. So the metaverse, that's how it kind of came about. It's like I wanted to make sure we have something artistic on top of everything else that's in the real world.
I think it makes sense though. I mean, I feel like it makes sense. There's been other projects that have tried to do it, with ecom and having a metaverse, like in it coinciding together. I guess like you buy something in the metaverse, it pops up at your front doorstep. And I've seen a project try to
the
do
goal.
that.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they were
cool
not able to do it, but it's a cool idea.
I bet not. Right. I bet not, because again, to do all of this, it's like what we talked about before, and like what you said a little earlier is, you can replicate something digital. You can replicate it and you can try to do it, but unless you have that real world infrastructure to back it up, you're not really gonna make it, it's not gonna be sustainable. You're not really gonna make it here, right? So the fact that we have this real world asset is
Inessa, just
the
say,
fact
you
that we
don't have
have
what it takes. I got what it takes, and we're going to make it happen.
I didn't want to say that. I
Yeah,
wanted
I'll
to
say it
be
for you,
politically
Inessa.
correct.
I'll say it. We got some Vault fam in the house, so we got to say what's up to these lightning
Hi. Thank you
bolts.
so much for tuning in, guys. Love
I
you as
know.
always. And thank you for everyone who's listening later. And thank you for all the Novacore fam, our Sharks fam. Mage, if you're here, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I do have to run in about 2 minutes, though. I do have
Okay.
another meeting in 10 minutes, and then I have to get to my actual work here.
Hey,
So
and that's
I
awesome. No,
apologize.
that's good. That's something you want to see, everybody. This is good. So I'm gonna just close it up and ask you then. I want to ask you, because we talked about love and respect. Would you rather have people love or respect you? And y'all, she said love. You gotta go hit that replay. My replay gang on my channel is super strong, by the way. They will definitely be hitting the replay of this AMA. But I gotta ask
Nice.
you, yeah, they're I love my subscribers. They're so awesome. But you told me that earlier. I gotta ask you though. I gotta ask you about Novacore before you leave. Where do you see Novacore in 5 years? I know.
Sorry about that.
And then I'm done. And I promise that's it.
No, I'm here. Where do I see Novacore? What's the time? What's the
5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
You're like, I'm just
gonna
trying to get to my
give you,
next meeting.
right? No, I mean, I'm gonna try to give you like a little bit of a better, or a different answer than I gave Ladybug, because she asked about 5 years too. But
She
really,
did?
like,
How weird.
she did. Yeah. So I would say that, right? I mean, like, the way that I see Novacore developing in the next 2 years, in like the short term, is partnerships with brands, with shipping providers, like what we have. We work with USPS and FedEx daily, And us having the plugin to ship internationally will be very attractive to platforms like Shopify and Amazon, and also to shipping providers that are more traditional, that are like, US based, because they are private companies. They would not mind having a piece of the pie in terms of international trade. So having this automated platform is going to be very useful for all these things. And then, in terms of like in 5 years, I see the metaverse doing very well, and I see the metaverse being developed rigorously and being at the point where we can really have a very immersive experience, and being at a point where we can really, again, partner with different projects and developers, and engineers and companies, and maybe GameFi companies or gaming builders that can really just build it out and have a very immersive experience, in terms of AR plugins, in terms of all those good things. So we actually we do a lot of shipping for the Oculus company.
Nice.
And so, like, we have access to kind of start those relationships and to kind of like branch out, or to kind of extend those invitations. And I think that, by the 5-year mark, we will most likely already be in a recession. I don't know if this bull run will last. I think it will last longer than the previous ones that we've had, but I don't know if I think that it will be, fully 5 years. So I think that by 5 years, we would have had already made, first of all, our investors a lot of return on their investment. And also, we would have already been able to solidify a lot of these relationships with, international companies and with national companies, to be able to provide, this sort of stability, and to be able to provide this sort of, growth for the company and the project.
Well, thank you so much. This is the developer Inessa, everybody, from Novacore. She's got to run. She's got to do things. She's got a whole project to take care of. And I appreciate you coming out today. Thank you so much, Inessa. You girls are awesome. Nova ship is about to get vaulted up. Overdose, bullish, SpaceChick. Let's go. Yeah, overdose for sure. Inessa's got to go, but we're
We
going to
are vaulted. Did you see my cool vaulted art for Nova ship?
No? Where's it at? I'm going to have to pull it up. I'll pull it up. We'll look.
No,
You go to your meeting.
no, that's okay. It's okay. You will see it. I've made some, and like I said, it's with that question that we had earlier, like, would you rather have love or respect? And I think it just, again, goes to point to like human connection, and who you are as a person. It will matter, in terms of the way that you drive a business forward, because a lot of people think that business can only be successful if you eliminate all aspects of humanity out of it. And it's my lifelong mission, and I really am an example of someone who is proving that concept wrong. The only way that I was able to even get into logistics, and I've like told this story before to like somewhere, but like ultimately 10 years ago, one of my really close friends, and like who I've known since that we were kids, came to me and was like, look, the people that we're dealing with in New York, they've been kind of like screwing us, and we need someone we can trust. So I just need you to learn logistics real quick. And I'm like,
Okay.
I'm an artist. It's like, sure,
Yeah.
fine. So I mean, I learned it and have been, successful at it. Sure. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't even had that opportunity if I was not already, someone who was known for the fact that, it's all about, to me, it's all about karma and all about the energy that you put out there. And as long as you do your best, as long as you do, right by people, and you cannot make everyone happy, all the time. That's not what it's about. But you are doing your best to make, the best decisions for the vastest majority. it's always going to return to you. It's always going to come back to you. And so I don't know, with in terms of like cryptocurrency too, it's like we don't partner with projects because they have a high market cap. Like we just rejected 2 people because they thought that they were the shit because they have like whatever market cap. I'm like, you can take a walk. You're shitty people.
I love that. That's good.
Like we got to know them, and immediately it's just like you could smell it and of course it was revealed like quickly on. So like we partner with people first. And one of the things that like, you know, I noticed about like every single person that we partnered with now is like they are people first. They are just real people who are you know, who are just authentic and themselves, and who do their best for their communities, who do their best for their you know, friends or partners, whatever it is. And it's just those are the things that you value the most. And that's what I value about the Volt community too, is like you know, like I was saying, like as soon as I met them, I was just like, well, these are like the type of people that I am friends with in real life. Like they're just normal, down to earth people who are authentic, and I definitely believe that, you know, like real recognizes real at the end of the day. You're able to resonate with people who are like you, who are normal, and you should be able to trust your gut. We recently had like this discussion when someone was just like, well, like I got burned another project, and so and that developer was also doxxed, and they were on video all the time, and they still rug pulled. I'm like, well, what do you want me to say, man? Like, I don't know what you want me to say. I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, I cannot devise real quick a therapeutic path for you to heal those wounds, and you know what I mean? Like, that's just like your own journey. But at the end of the day, like, you know, you have to be able to trust your gut and instincts when you're looking at someone, and do they seem authentic or not? Do they seem like they're just on script, or do they seem like this is a part of their real life? And if you cannot trust that, you know, then again, that's not a slight to you, but you know, it's just going to be more difficult, and you can't blame me for that either. That you can't trust your gut, you know. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of different really, really amazing communities that we've met, and Volt has definitely been one of them. I still have to go into the main chat of it. I still never joined like the main Telegram.
Like Petey says, tell them to get a helmet. Tell them to get a helmet. Petey?
Yeah,
Petey's the one who just asked about the contract, the ticker too. I know he's definitely checking y'all out. That's awesome. That's cool. I appreciate you coming by. I appreciate, and you gotta
really
come back.
You having me.
Yeah, you gotta come back.
I really appreciate you having me, for sure.
Yeah,
And
next
there's
month,
not that many like girls in the space, and so I like to hang out. I like to come to just hang out. That's what I told Ladybug yesterday too. I was like, you know, I just like to like have a breather from like constant like present. Like Novacore is cool. Like I'll present all day long, but sometimes you're just like, you got to get things off your chest too. So I definitely am very grateful for you having me, and really, really appreciate you guys all tuning in and sticking around, and, you know, hearing about everything that we have going on. And
I appreciate you coming through, and you have a good rest of your day, and I will space nap you again soon. Everybody, please go check out Inessa's links down in the description box below, along with Novacore. Okay, you got to check out the website. Go check out everything that's going on with them, and I guess I'll talk to you next time. I'll see you around the space. I'll talk to you soon in the space cabin, Inessa. We good? Yes? Sounds good. Yep, she's frozen, everybody. She's like, I'm done. I'm ready to go. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, everybody. Yes, I'm doing that research. I knew you were, Petey. I knew you were. Vault Trucker, thanks so much. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to SpaceChick Crypto, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.